Okay, thank you guys for visiting my channel. So, this is a series on cloud interview questions, basically questions that you would normally ask a cloud architect, DevOps, or anybody related to cloud. Okay, coming to the first question in this series, this is a question I have asked many interviewees, and I have been also asked as an interviewee. Okay, by on at different levels. This question can come for DevOps engineers, normal cloud engineers who are working with a little bit of DevOps, and obviously cloud architects, DevOps architects. So in DevOps, there are these three terms like continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. Okay, so the question is basically what is the difference between them? So this question basically tries to understand that the person he understands the concepts or not, nothing else. This is not an extremely technical or tool oriented question. Okay, this question is more about DevOps fundamentals or practices. And when I have asked these questions to many people, I have seen that there are sometimes some gaps in their answers to this specific question. That is why I think that it is very important to understand this question and its answer. So what is continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment? So considering that the context that there is already some sort of a DevOps practice in place, you will must have heard about this team: continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. So let us try to understand what they are. So this is a very good article from Atlassian, and I have already included the reference. Here you can see basically what is the differences between them. Okay, so continuous integration mostly refers to CI of the CI/CD part. So here developers practicing continuous integration merge their changes back to the main branch as often as possible. The developer changes are validated by creating a build and running automated tests against the build. By doing so, you avoid integration challenges that can happen when waiting for release day to merge changes into the release branch. Continuous integration puts a great emphasis on testing automation to check that the application is not broken whenever new commits are integrated into the main branch. So you can think of continuous integration as the stage at the end of which you generate an artifact. Okay, so your build process, so to say. And why do you mean they're saying continuous integration? The idea is that every developer should check in their code ideally at least once per day and ideally many times per day. So as soon as, say for example, I am working on a C# project in my Visual Studio, as soon as I made a small change, I will check in the code against a work item maybe. Okay. So as soon as the code is checked in, okay, and say for example, I first check in the code into my local branch, then raise a PR to the main branch or something like that. Okay. So whatever when I'm targeting a specific important branch of my project, as soon as I check in code to that branch, CI server, there should be a continuous integration server that will build my project. Basically, whatever you can do locally, right click, build the project, the same thing it will do in that CI server. Okay. And it will run all the tests, okay, the unit tests, and see if everything passes or not. So the main focus here is that there are a lot of unit tests. A good unit test coverage should be there. Otherwise, how will you know whether your a change made by you is making an error to somebody else or not? So the unit test should be there, good unit test, but at the same time, this test should run very quickly. Ideally, I should not wait. The test should not be like it takes 6 hours, 8 hours. No. Those tests should be very quick to run, and a lot of tests, small unit tests will be there. Once all my unit tests are running, then um, it will be merged into the either it will be merged into the main branch. You can think like that, or sometimes what is happening that, for example, I am merging to my branch and then I'm raising a PR. Okay, and basically that PR will only get approved if your unit tests pass, something like that. But the idea here is that you continuously integrate the code into the main branch. So the idea is whatever changes you are doing in your local, okay, be it your local version of your Git repo or your workstation, you want it to go to the main branch which is used for your releases. Okay, maybe a release branch is coming out of your main branch. You want it to go there as quickly as possible. How does it help? Okay, how will it help? It will help, for example, I will show you how it will help. Less bugs get shipped to production as regressions are captured early by the automated tests. So the quicker you send, the quicker it gets there basically. Building the release is easy as all integration issues have been solved early. Testing costs are reduced drastically. So basically the idea is very simple. Anyhow, I have to merge it later, right? Whatever I'm doing, but let's merge it now. Let it go to the main branch. All my unit tests are passed, let it stay there. Then I will make another small change, let it stay there. Whatever I am doing, change. And mostly you will see the end of my CI process is mostly an artifact. It can be a jar, it can be a var, it can be some DLLs, it can be a container image, which is a very popular something. And you will see mostly a CI pipeline will end with this artifact stored in some sort of an artifact repository. Nexus, JFrog. So this process, this is a CI process, continuous integration process. So my code is being, I am checking in my code as quickly as possible, as frequently as possible. And then my CI server is running that build, basically trying to build and package my code into some sort of an artifact. That artifact will be stored in an artifact repository. I'm not deploying this artifact to my server or to my Kubernetes. I'm not deploying that image, say for example a Docker image. I'm not deploying it to a Kubernetes cluster. No, it's just lying there. What I have the confidence that this is a good image. Why? Because all my unit tests have passed. So the more I do, so that is why your build process needs to, your build and your packaging process needs to be very quick. Otherwise, if it takes a lot of time, it will not help. So this is continuous integration. Now, once continuous integration, the CI is done, then you have either continuous delivery or continuous deployment. This is where most people fail to understand the difference. There is a very subtle difference. So continuous delivery is an extension of continuous integration. It automatically deploys all code changes to a testing or a production environment after the build stage. Okay, so it deploys, but at the same time, you have some sort of a manual check, meaning your everything is ready. So you have a automated deployment process. So say for example, I have the Docker image in my Docker repository or Azure Container Repository, ACI repository, and then I have a CD pipeline. This is also a pipeline, maybe an Argo CD pipeline, okay, or a harness pipeline, which will take that image and deploy to my Kubernetes cluster. So it is also completely automated. But as soon as my new image is getting created, it does not deploy. There is a manual intervention in between. So this is why you can see, for example, everything is still automated. So as soon as my image is created or my artifact is created, I can just click on a button and I can deploy the next phase. It will go to staging, QA, whatever. The CD pipeline has its own nuances. But the idea is that I still need to, there is a check between my CI and my CD. I'm not deploying right now. So there is the concept of a release. So say I have checked in my code 100 times within a week, but I only release my final code at the end of the week. So the final artifact, and say at the Friday 5 p.m. for example, nobody, you should not deploy on Friday, but say Thursday 7 p.m. you guys have a weekly release. So at Thursday 7 p.m. the final artifact you choose and then you click somewhere and then it gets deployed into your Kubernetes cluster, or for example to a VM. So this is continuous delivery, but continuous deployment goes a step further. There is no manual intervention. So as you can see, it goes one step further than continuous delivery, and every change that passes all stages of your pipeline is released to your customer. There is no human intervention, and only a failed test will prevent a new change to be deployed to production. Okay, so you can see here, this is continuous integration. Your build, your source code is getting built, then your unit test cases are running. So this is continuous integration. Okay, and at the end of the continuous integration, you are getting some sort of an artifact, software artifact. Then you can have some, and then another new pipeline is starting where you have your acceptance test, then it deploys to staging. Then the moment you have to deploy to production, this is manual for continuous delivery, but for continuous deployment it is automatic. Everything is automatic. The moment I am checking in code, I have nothing. If everything passes, my code goes to the user or the client. At that moment, there is nobody preventing me. But one thing you have to keep in mind. So this is very good. This looks very good, right? But I have never seen continuous deployment in action in my life. In my 5 to 6 years of working on this kind of projects, I have seen continuous delivery. I have implemented them, but this continuous deployment is the last stage. It is a little bit. It's little bit. I will not say it's risky, but it's a high level maturity you need. Your company needs to be extremely mature. Many startups and software companies do that, but many enterprises are not that mature. Maybe in that stage, because I will tell you, for example, one of the problem is that your documentation process will need to keep up with the pace of deployment, because every moment you are clicking something, your documentation process, your marketing slides, everything needs to change, because the moment there is no concept of a release, right? So there is no concept of a release node, you write and release nodes. No, everything is getting deployed the moment you are doing that, right? So here, for example, you will see this is mentioned. See, once you start releasing software on a daily basis, you can look into continuous deployment, but make sure that the rest of your organization is ready or mature as well. For example, documentation, support, marketing. These functions will need to adapt to the new cadence of releases. It is important that they do not miss on any significant changes that can impact customers. Because the moment I am checking, a developer is checking in a code, everything is passing, it is going to the client. So what about the marketing slides? What about the release notes? What about the documentation? If they are also not automated, it is very difficult. But continuous delivery, at least. Okay, so continuous delivery, this is really good, and this is something you should at least. This is like kind of like now a must for every single enterprise who want to be cloud native or agile in this. But obviously, you need a strong foundation in continuous integration, and your test suite needs to cover enough of your code base. This is number one. CI must be there for CD. If there is no CI, what is the point of a CD? You can still have just CI and then do CD. Logically, you can also not have CI and still do CD, but it makes no sense, because why are we automating CD if I am not automating CI? I have never seen that. Okay. Deployments need to be automated. This is the most important. So the entire CD pipeline needs to be automated. So many people do something like that. Say, for example, they do continuous automatic deployment. As soon as you check in the code, the artifact is created, they automatically deploy the artifact to your staging environment, run the test cases on your staging environment, and then stop there. They don't deploy automatically to production. Okay, but there can be other cases as well. You are even not deploying to staging also automatically. You are still, so it's completely up to you, the kind of maturity you have, the kind of processes you have in place. Deployments need to be automated. The trigger is still manual, but once a deployment is started, there shouldn't be a need for human intervention. So this is very important. So what I have seen, that people understand CI, but this CD, these two nuances. One is continuous delivery, which is something most people are doing, where the final deployment is obviously automated, but there is still human intervention to trigger that deployment. Okay, so there is still some sort of a check between CI and CD, where a human says okay, and there is a concept of a release, weekly release, daily release, or whatever. But if you go to the next phase, which is continuous deployment, every time you are checking in, it's a release. Every time I am checking in my code, say I check in a code with a small HTML thing, my CI process runs, it makes into a new image, maybe it deploys the image to a Kubernetes cluster in staging, then the whole thing runs, then to production, and then it finally goes to the okay. So this is the question. These are some of the questions that can come as an architect. Okay, meaning not, or a DevOps engineer, something to understand that he understands the broad logic of the entire DevOps architecture and cycle. This is something, this thing that I told you about CI and CD. This is something you will find in every single organization. Everybody is doing it differently a little bit, but the concept is still same. There is a continuous integration, there is a continuous delivery or deployment or whatever kind of a thing. Okay, and the tools are different. Maybe CI, somebody is using Jenkins, somebody using something else, somebody Azure DevOps, CD, somebody using maybe Argo CD. Somebody might even write their own code, own PowerShell code or batch file to deploy something to somewhere. Okay, it might be as simple as a kubectl apply -f. Okay, no, it can be as simple as that, or anything like that. but the idea is more important than the tools in this case, in this question. Okay, the tools are also important, but the idea is equally important. So thank you. Share me your feedback, and then I will and reach out to me for any questions.